Hey guys, it's Daily here, and welcome back to Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. Last time we explored the submerged caverns and found the Cleve Celesh. Yeah, it should be Cleve, not Cleve. I'm not good at reading IGA notation. I did a little more research, and it is the best sword in the game. There is a sword with a higher attack that you can get, but A, it's a rare drop off of a really annoyingly powerful enemy, and 2, it's not holy. And the holy typing is so important. It does so much more damage because almost everything is weak to it. There is a weapon available on hard mode, no it's not the Kaiser Knuckle, that is much more powerful than the Cleve Celesh and gives you a luck boost, and so is especially good for soul hunting, but it's still, for going through the game to fight with, the Cleve Celesh is still far and away the best. As for that new armor we picked up last time, the Eversing, it's the highest defense boost in the game. There is another armor that gives you a higher defense boost and also has some attack boosting properties, but you don't get it until the very last area. Now, of course, you see, that's what happens if you try to go through the waterfall. You just get thrown back. As you can see, this room is huge, but we cannot explore it further yet. We will just have to come back. So, we'll make our way through. Quick soul check. Yes, I have Gremlin equipped, because, I'd like more souls. And kill the Dryads. They're a lot easier to kill with the Cleve Celesh, because on top of how strong it is and that they're weak to holy, the Cleve Celesh, of course, knocks their leech seed attacks out of the sky. It's really nice. So, let's see, back to Undine, because we're going to go back to the front gate. We got some stuff to sell to Hammer, and I want to talk to Mina. Okay, there we go. So, and here we are back. I love how you really can identify wherever you are just by the music. It's such a nice touch. Oh good, we got another cloth tunic to sell to Hammer too. Welcome back. Yeah, he doesn't say anything new. Let's see. Okay, we'll sell the Milliken sword. We really don't need it now. Sell the Mistletoe. Sell the Rahab sword and the broadsword. Sell Joyeuse, which was the sword of Charlemagne. Sell that cloth tunic. Sell the pitch black suit. And the elfin robe. And now, I'll just buy more potions. There's really nothing else we need from him, but I'll show you that when he, after you kill Death, he gets this in his inventory. 300,000 gold. As you can see, I'm actually more than a third of the way there, but I'm not going to be grinding up that high. There's another way to deal with that, and we'll show that later.
Okay.
Welcome back. I have a message for you from Aricado. From Aricado? Yes, it's, somewhere in the castle there's a monster that can stop time. I've also heard that there are monsters immune to being frozen in time. I see. Come back again later. Maybe I'll have another message from Aricado. I'll check back with you whenever I can. Yeah, that's not actually a clue as to where we go next, really. That's actually sort of a clue with what we're supposed to do after what we get when we go next, but I figured this was a better time to show it than after our next objective. So, back down to here. Alright, now we drop Now we're gonna drop all the way to the bottom. If we go that way, we will eventually come back out in that main hall. I'm just gonna, yeah. Just kill this guy. The Archdemon, depending on how you pronounce it, it actually can be pronounced both, but it should still be spelled with an H regardless. He's allergic to holy, quite a bit. And then we have the Man-Eater. Now, the thing you need to remember is that his hitboxes are those eyes. Armor of Water. Yeah, it's, it would be really good right here if you didn't have the Eversing. So, you know, I mean, if you haven't gotten the Kali Soul or the Devil Soul or the Manticore Soul and want to clean this place out a bit more, you can always do that. So, we'll go through here. And a Gorgon. Ow, be careful. When these guys turn around, they can do weird things to your positioning. That's, of course, used in that glitch. Tritons cannot come up out of their little, puddle. So, you know, if you want to deal with them that way, just stand on the edge and deal with them that way. That works. Also, I need to go back to Gremlin, because, you know, souls. I mean, these guys' souls aren't that useful, but, you know, they're souls. So we wade through the water, kill the poison worm, kill the Triton, and that might look familiar. That's where we found that mana prism. Yes, you know, yes, we're directly below that first shaft that we entered. This place can get a little confusing if you're not aware of that. That's why I'm really, really glad they came up with the maps. Don't go left. That's where there's more story. We're not ready for that. We've got gremlins, or not gremlins, Ukabak here, and gargoyles. Yeah, this isn't a bad place to grind for the gargoyle soul either. Now, this looks suspicious as all get out, but it's not false. This, on the other hand, is. And we have the pudding. Its item description is kind of hilarious. Let's see. It wiggles and jiggles. It's a healing item, but seriously. Let's see. And now we're in the underground cemetery. Meet the were-jaguar. Right. They attack with a really nasty straight punch. You just want to crouch and keep hitting them. Flame Demon. If we don't get this guy's soul running around here, I may want to grind for it, because it's a very useful soul. And as you can hear, there is now no background music, only weird groaning. And these things, you cannot hurt them, and they cannot hurt you. They probably can't hear you either. This is a Bifron. In Symphony of the Night, he was called Lossoth, because whoever translated it really loved Lord of the Rings. Bifron is a demon from the Ars Goetia, as pretty much everybody around here is. Well, not everybody. I mean, there are no were-jaguars in the Ars Goetia. Just, you know, stay down, keep whacking them. You can usually knock them back. If they get in, their punches don't do a heck of a lot of damage individually, but he'll hit you with a barrage of them, and it will hurt. So, and nothing really up here but money. Not that money's not useful, though we will have a way of getting as much money as we need. Fairly shortly, I think I'm probably going to want to stop and do that after the next boss. So, let's save the game, because obviously, if you've played any Metroidvanias, or even some of the 3D Vanias, you know who we're about to fight. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody's favorite gross-out boss, the Legion. A ball of corpses with a chewy, evil center. And in this one, he takes it up to a new level by not only being a ball of corpses, he is a fetus that is a ball of corpses. I'm actually going to Student Witch and Headhunter. Student Witch you'll see in a moment. Now, as a boss, this guy has a guaranteed soul drop, but it's a little funny to get. You have to get rid of all of his outer portions before killing the core. Don't just open up one area and then attack the core. That, you won't get the soul. With, yeah. You just, ow. Yeah, every time you hit him, he will drop those corpses and they will walk around and they will hurt you. So, you know, be careful. Well, not every time you hit him, but quite often. So you want to first take out all of his, shell, and then you can attack his center. I like Student Witch because it's a soul I can drop off the side and get some free hits on him as he's coming up after me. Now you see I have already taken out half of his shell, and now that half of his shell is off and is exposing the parasite core, or whatever the heck that is, he's firing his lasers. No, I am not going to do the meme joke. Be careful, because you see now I'm actually capable of hitting his core. You can kill him. Apparently you can actually kill him completely without you ever... you can accidentally hit the core without killing any of the outer things if you are really unlucky. For the most part, though, it's actually not too hard. You've just got to be careful. There, see? Now that he is completely revealed, he's going to change his MO a little. Obviously, he keeps attacking you by running around and shooting his lasers at you, but sooner or later, he's going to get sick of that. And, well, he's going to try something new. At least I think he is. We'll see. Normally he does it all the time. It's a very annoying bit, but... Okay, I'm going back to Lightning Doll because it attacks better on the straightaways. Go up. He's being very odd. He's not doing his special attack here. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he tries to kill you with a bank shot. You would do it out of... there we go. Now... And, of course, you see that at the core of the Legion was a tiny fetus, and we get his soul. Legion fires an array of lasers. It is a really, really expensive, really powerful soul, but it does holy damage, and it's a Gradius joke. Because this is Konami and they love self-reference. So here we are, back in the other part. And, of course, we get enough rippers to fill up. Ripperology convention, I suppose. They drop a cloak that gives you heart or magic for damage, basically. Every time you get hit, your magic goes up. The Crimson Cloak. I don't think it's worth it. But... And this isn't a horrible place to get their soul, either. And now we get the Galamoth soul. Galamoth lets you recognize Time Stop, mostly as a joke on the fact that Galamoth is the never-seen man-behind-the-man villain of Castlevania Judgment, which involved a time rift, and was really, really horrible. I mean, seriously, that game... well, everybody... You know, people who know about it mostly like to make jokes about the fact that the... Oh, hey, Ripper Soul. That the character designs were done by the guy who did Death Note, and it shows. Alright, let's see. Oh, haven't gone up yet. So, there's not too much up here. I mean, there's... Here we go, some Canazos. These guys, and all their friends from Final Fantasy IV, were from the Divine Comedy. They were demons of the Malebranche. So, you know, Flame Demon. Can I have your soul? Apparently not. Yeah, like I said, I might come back here and grind. Gold Ring. That makes more gold appear when you kill enemies. But since money doesn't often appear that often when you kill enemies, it's really not that useful in my opinion. Besides, there are easier ways to get money than killing enemies. And that's there if you had to use a potion during the Legion fight, or, just haven't had the money to buy an umpteen billion of them off hammer. So, back through here. Very trippy. Legion, of course, is named for the biblical demon who, when Jesus asked it to give its name, said, "Our name is Legion, for there are many of us in here." It's extremely often quoted. In Symphony of the Night, for whatever reason, given that it was a PS1 game and not a Nintendo game, they decided to censor or change the name to Grand Falloon, which is a Kurt Vonnegut reference. A Grand Falloon, in one of Vonnegut's stories, is a bunch of people who believe they have a meaningful association, but actually do not. It's Vonnegut. It's weird. I don't know why they decided a Vonnegut reference was better than a religious reference, especially since it wasn't Nintendo of America at the time. But they did. And let's see, more Bifron, more Were-Jaguar. Let's see. Alright. And now we go up. We're gonna go a little farther today into the next area. See, with that Galamoth soul, of course, we can now get past the monster Atacado mentioned, the Time Stop monster. Yeah, that would be the bunny. But that's not actually where we need to go next. That's actually a hint toward getting the best ending of the game, and we don't need to do that right now. I'm going to probably do, after this, plot. Damn, I hate to be interrupted. Yoko! Are you alright? If you're okay, say something. Anything! I'm alright. Thank you for rescuing me. Cram, that bastard! What has he done? He has absorbed this castle's power, and he's gotten much stronger. My plan has failed. Save your strength. There's no need to speak. Weren't you asking her to talk a minute ago? Be cautious of him, but don't overexert yourself. What? Yoko! Oh, she's just unconscious. She's still breathing. I underestimated the amount of power he acquired. Don't just stand there mumbling. Yoko's in bad shape. Go. I will see to her wounds. I can't just leave her like this. She's my friend. Do not worry about her. I believe there are other things you need to do. Graham went to the throne. What's there? What are you hiding from me? I cannot say. You must go there yourself. And if you don't, you will lose Mina, and Yoko as well. Their fate is in your hands. Damn you! I don't like your attitude, but I don't think you're lying. I feel as if I'm being manipulated. I don't like it, but I'll do as you say. But if we ever escape from this castle alive, I want to know everything. Fair enough. Now, be on your way. So, Mr. Never Straight Answer shows up again. Alright, back to Skola. And we go down. There is almost no reason to be doing this except map completion. And, maybe you want some needles, because heaven knows there are a bunch of needles. It is easier, and of course, high mind up, but I have one of those. Oh hey, the tasty meat dropped. That's nice. See, I told you they dropped tasty meat. It is easier to get a soul after you've already gotten it. The rarity rate drops by half, apparently. So, and welcome to the arena, which has a pretty cool music track, I gotta admit. The arena is home to some very tough enemies, including the Killer Mantle, whose soul I will want to get before I leave here. It is extremely good against golems. It's the gargoyles. They keep throwing me off, because they're palette swaps of the gremlins. Meet the Beam Skeleton. He's basically a slightly nerfed version of Symphony of the Night's Nova Skeleton. They fire extremely powerful beams. Don't let them hit you. Dead Crusaders now die much, much faster. And the beam from the Nova Skeleton is not bad. I don't use it because it's a little funky, just in terms of aiming it, but it's not a bad soul. So we go up here, and we open up a warp point. So we could warp out and do other things, but we don't really need to right now. So let's continue on. And here we have Scarmelion, another of the fiends from the Divine Comedy, and of course the original name of Mylon, Fiend of the Earth. Again, if you've only ever played the Super Nintendo version, I'm pretty sure they fixed his name for the later remakes and the after years. And here we go through here. Now, this corridor, meet the Red Minotaur. He is, if you will pardon the pun, extremely beefy. I mean, look how many hits he takes from the Cleave Slash. He just, even, you know, taking over almost 158 points of damage from every swing. He's just, yeah, if you haven't noticed the Ripper Soul yet, it is one knife that does repeated damage. You can only ever have one out at a time, but, you know, that it's especially good for, say, hard-to-hit enemies. And this is the Levitain. It is a flaming sword from Norse mythology. Surt traded it away, Freyr traded away, and he should have had it because it could have killed Surt, if I remember correctly. But as you can see, it's not nearly as good as the Cleave Slash. You're going to find a lot of weapons and stuff like that, because of course, you have to have the Kali Soul to get the Cleave Slash, and there is no, or the Demon Soul, or the Manticore Soul, and you may not ever have found that area. So they're going to give you a lot of slightly weapons that are better than anything else you might have had, but certainly are worse than what TV Tropes calls the Infinity +1 sword. Unfortunately for the Cleave Slash, it gets downgraded a bit in Dawn. It's still a good sword, but it's no longer the sword. They have the Volman Way, which is the real name of that sword known to Symphony of the Night fans as the Chrysaegram. Again, that's a Lord of the Rings reference. And we'll pick up that high potion. And just drop. And we will probably come back here. Once I have the Killer Mantle Soul, I will go through that corridor to grind for Red Minotaur souls, because that soul is ridiculously, hilariously broken. Ow. And there we have that's a Gladiator soul. It's a silly soul, and I hope to get it, but I'm not going to grind for it the way I've done others. And here we have a Were Tiger. And yeah, if you do get Hello Nurse, well, that makes me happy. Yeah, the Killer Mantle swaps enemies' HP and MP. There are some enemies you really, really should not use it on. But then there are some enemies that, you know, it's beautiful. It breaks like every golem ever. But we're coming up to 3 really horrible rooms and then 1 really annoying boss. So we're going to do that next time. Thank you for being here with me, and I will see you again. Have a good evening.